Baltimore City, the homeless population at the last pit was what, 4,000, 2,500, something like that. So then the people that are eligible for Housing First are a smaller portion of that population. Maybe a third they're identifying as chronically homeless. And those are the folks that are eligible for the Housing First. So the rest of the folks, they're just pushed off to the side, and there's nowhere for them to go. There's no programs in town. The government funding is not addressing that issue. They're addressing the chronically homeless, which is great. They're the most vulnerable. So the funding is not there to address this other part of the homeless population. There's no real bridge for people. If they're coming out of addiction, they have nowhere to go. If you've been homeless for a while, I mean, it's hard to pick yourself up. Everyone says, oh, so, just go get a job. Or it's not like that. You have no ID, you have no work history, you have addiction, you have criminal background. But once you get into that cycle, it's just hard to get back on your feet. I mean, have you guys paid rent anywhere? I mean, if you don't have that money coming in, you can't pay rent. And then what do you do? I mean, we all probably have never faced that issue. So these guys have been living it for years. So it's real hard. Earl's Place gives them that opportunity. It gives them a little time to settle down and get their feet on the ground and start moving forward.
I am Sheila Helgerson. I'm the Executive Director for United Ministries, which operates Earl's Place and Prospect Place in Baltimore County, housing for men who are experiencing homelessness. I have been here for about 20 years, and I started here as a volunteer to paint a bedroom, and ended up joining the Board of Directors and eventually becoming the Executive Director of United Ministries. This place is special in that it works with men who are experiencing homelessness and also are in recovery from either drugs or alcohol. And they're often an overlooked population and not always the easiest population to work with. But if you give them the right amount of time and the attention that they need, they can really turn their lives around.
I always experimented with drugs ever since I was about 12. I think I started messing with heroin when I was 12. And the epidemic was really, really bad at the time. I mean, it was so social because everybody was doing it like it was the end thing to do. So I began to do that. It wasn't until I was 30 when I first got clean. When I got clean in 2004, I was 30 years old. And at that time, I really wanted to get clean because I started seeing the same people who was experimenting when I was experimenting. Like they had started buying homes. They had started buying cars, started families, got married, raising their children. And I wanted that for myself because it was never until I came to this place that I had my own identity. Now, I've been in other transitional houses before. Of course, you're going to run into transitional houses, especially when you ain't got nowhere to go. But the diversity that we have here is, I think with anything, you need a strong foundation. Most recovery houses and transitional houses in the city don't have that strong foundation.
Oh, because everything kind of falls in place and we don't have any problems with anyone. Everybody has a main purpose that they're here for, and that is to move to the next step. And in order to move to that next step, you must protect your recovery. You come here to stay sober, work on yourselves, and there's plenty of room to do it without crossing over anybody's toes.
Normally when I come to a new spot, I don't sleep because I'm not comfortable. Like I slept like a baby like the first week, so I felt comfortable around the guys and in this facility. So that says a lot about that. I don't know. It still usually take me like a week or 2 weeks to sleep. But the first week I slept like a baby.
Home, why? Because the way everybody, I would call it home because the way everybody helps and does things together. It's like a little family. You got some that don't always join in, but that's in a family. You got one member that doesn't want to be with Johnny because he does this and you want to do it that way. So it's what you make it, but it's a comfortable spot to be. Most of the guys like it once they get here. because a lot of them got their own rooms. So if you don't want to be with the crowd, you can go to your own space. Then you got the yard and stuff like that.